She may have stayed behind to fight whatever was down there.
That's fair. It's not like she can drown.
So should we wait for her? We don't know if those skeletons are coming back.
Let's give her a little bit of time.
Alright.
I say with a face that does not show that I'm convinced she's gonna come back.
I mean, she's in her element, right? Like water, it's like her home territory, I would assume. She might.
That'd be like saying
okay.
you'd survive because we're on land.
That's true.
Miro prepares the device which he paddles from, sets it in the water, and sits ready to paddle. When you all say you're ready to go, I'll start going. What? Just want you to know it gives me the creeps out here. Skeletons shouldn't swim like that, I don't think.
You'd think they'd just float.
I think they just sink.
Yeah.
Bones are dense.
Yeah, you're right. What exactly happened down there?
Pissed off goddess?
Oh. In the...
Well, it was... You could probably describe it better. I just know there was some god shit down there.
Did we tell you the story of that ship down there?
Nope.
About the sea captain who was smote by Umberlee for deflowering one of her priestesses.
Oh, this is some weird territory. Alright.
Kind of expected to find his bones. He's still down there. Umberlee doesn't seem quite content to let him rest in peace. And I don't even know how to describe the creature that has been flaying him for eternity. But that is what we saw. I did not think it right to intervene.
No, she might get pissed off at us for one thing for intervening, and we don't need that.
That's fair.
Umberlee is a wrathful god. And being a woman of the cloth myself, I don't see any point in intervening in divine intervention.
So what was Adella doing?
Well, there were chests down there, and it seemed like she was trying to open them.
Yeah, for the treasure, right?
Yeah, and it was attracting that creature's attention.
The creature, the goddess?
It wasn't the goddess herself. It was like an undead monstrosity that bore her symbol.
It had like tentacles.
Ooh, I've seen enough to know where that's going.
Seen enough what?
Merle sits in the corner. I showed you those in private.
Just got like some kind of like ancient like ukiyo-e like painting. Like,
hey, we're on Yandere, alright? Do you think she got any treasure, or?
Well, the creature was in between the treasure and us, so she would have to go through the creature first.
Do you think she's capable of that?
I don't know. I didn't really stick around.
Oh, man, you guys are good friends. I'm not shitting on you. I wouldn't have done much better. So, the question is, are we waiting or not?
How long are you willing to wait for? If you don't think she's coming back, I definitely don't want that thing to send up its buddies again.
I think if she's not back by now.
How do you feel about all this, Muriel?
I feel like I've invested my life and my life's work to be stopped again by the gods.
I mean, what, you're gonna go poke the gods with a stick?
No, I'm not going back down there. I was afraid to go after the shark, and you're telling me there's a god down there whipping a soul? No, thank you.
No. How did
I'm
the
with
shark
her.
thing go?
Oh, and the shark's dead.
Oh, well, see, one less thing to worry about.
Oh, excellent. Now that the shark's gone, I'll just go down there. Hello, Umberlee's Wrath. Let's just grab some of your gold, and that will be fine. No, I'm not going back.
We still get paid, right?
The pay was we split the bounty.
Oh, that's a shitty pay. You
Well,
guys
then
agreed to
Well,
that?
then go down and get it. Yes.
I'm the air pumper. You go. I got you.
I hired you. I paddle the boat.
I feel like I could do that.
Nah, you certainly could. Look how short the pedals are. Your legs would get cramped.
Oh, that's fine.
It'd be hard. You'd be cramped. You wouldn't walk for days. I got this.
Oh, what do I need to walk for?
I don't even I just grabbed the tube and it's not my job. I hired you.
It's like ping pong.
No, I insist you go.
No, you go. 15 minutes pass. Nothing.
Well, we could say she probably died doing what she loved, being watery.
Tribune's not laughing. It's just that's such a shit.
Yes.
Pee in water.
I guess there's no need for a burial at sea.
Yeah. She killed a whole bunch of people anyway.
She did almost kill you.
Yeah.
Not every.
Whispers on mic.
I didn't kill everybody, just everyone who's too close to something I was killing.
Exactly.
We should get going.
Why does everyone around me die? Just really quietly as we start rowing back.
Miro turns on and goes, "Oh, you can paddle the boat if you want. It makes you feel better."
Okay. My legs would get cramped.
And he begins to paddle the boat away. We'll say that you left around 10 o'clock. You boarded and left around 10 o'clock. A 4-hour trip out lands you at 2. And a very somber 4-hour trip back lands you home at 6. He pulls up to the end of the dock. He throws his rope around the pier, and he pulls himself up, and he sits back down in his chair, which presumably hasn't moved. And he ties up his boat, and he just begins to whittle at his piece of wood again. Well, I'll go remove the job post. If you're not brave enough to take it, who could be?
So, what are you going to do with that equipment?
Sell it? Try to make my money back?
I can help.
Are you making an offer?
Yeah, I mean, not to me personally. We could sell together. I could get a discount or a little bit of percentage. I mean, you crafted this stuff yourself, didn't you?
The full buy-in I've spent on this is 175 gold.
Oh, I'm sure you can make more than that. That's time and effort you put into that.
I'll give you 15% of what you sell it for. As long as it's not below asking price.
Alright.
Man, have fun with that, Mr. Side Quest.
No, I'm not leveling up, but I am leveling up my wallet.
Listen, I might not be level 2, but I'll just pay a level 5. It's
fine.
no big deal.
It's fine.
Let me write that down as a note.
What was the asking price?
175 gold pieces. If you sell above that, you'll make 15%.
Alright. 176.
I'm surprised you didn't try to haggle that percentage.
No, just 176. As long as it's above the asking price, I get 15%.
With that, Breeze climbs off the boat and looks at the three of you and he says, "Well, I wasn't expecting all of that. I didn't know the blue water lady and she didn't seem very nice. I didn't think she was just gonna die like that. I think I might need a day or two to process what this is really gonna be. So, I'll meet you guys back at the shipwreck when I'm ready. In the meantime, I'm gonna go sell some jerky." Then he bows, takes his shirt off, and walks away. With that, you're all pretty much free to do what you want. Cass has a date at 8, 2 hours away.
What time is it?
6 o'clock.
And so she's got a date in 2 hours?
2 hours.
Oh no. I'm gonna try to sell a boat.
All right. Cass?
I guess I'm just gonna go to shipwrecked and panic.
Okay.
I thought you were about to say strip club, and I was like, well, all right.
I'm going to go to the... No, wrong character. Tribute?
I'm gonna stick with Cass because I promised her that I would be nearby the date if in case she needed to be rescued.
Adela? Oh, that's right.
I'm gonna swim.
You're drowned. What is... I'm going to take the action. Be dead? So how do you plan to go about selling this boat? What's the plan of attack here? Now let me remind you what the culture of selling things are
Yes.
in Bayside Wharf.
Okay.
Yell
Whatever it is you're selling, you have to yell it louder than everyone else,
Alright.
which will be considered an athletics check.
Oh god.
So
Ooh, wait.
competition is the guy who's selling fabrics. He's not super aggressive, but if you wander into his territory, he'll come for you. The guy who's selling fish and the guy who's selling fruit, they have an alliance. Because if you buy fish, you'll probably buy fruit, protein, and devoid of scurvy. But your real competition is the guy selling swords. He is the most aggressive. Too
He's
aggressive,
trying to
some
sell
would say.
turkey right now.
We don't know that he's still doing that. He might have seen the folly in his ways of trying to sell dried meat and went back to the one thing he knows in his life to be true. So, you're going to have to be louder, more audacious, and just overall more spectacular than a guy in foreign, dirty clothes yelling swords. Can you do that?
Try.
All right.
Try my hand in.
I'm gonna give you a chance to formulate a plan.
Alright.
Go big, go spectacular. You have like the rest of the day. You have like 3 hours to get this done.
Okay.
So make it big, convoluted, Rube Goldberg machine this shit. So I'll come back around.
Alright.
Tribute and Cass. Now that we're done playing D&D, let's go back to the dating simulator game.
Oh, damn.
Do you think it'd be rude to bring a shield on a date?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
My issue is that this is Yandere Simulator.
Oh no.
I can't believe I've done this to myself.
I'm just gonna continue making that joke because it's just so
The more you make the joke, the more I think I should just do that with this guy. It's like, I should just write this guy this horrifying nightmare arc.
If you bring a shield, it shows you're willing to protect him. It's a good gesture.
I was thinking more of like blocking him if he tries to kiss me.
See, but he doesn't know that, so it's perfect.
It's true.
So with this conversation, you reach the shipwrecked. The bar is never empty. There's just points in the day where it's less busy. There's always people at tables, and there's usually a couple seats at the bar. But now it's around dinner time. More people are starting to flood in, looking for something that wasn't dragged over ship and then you eat it raw. It's beginning to fill out. But you have rooms available, so you have a bit more privilege than the people who are just coming in for a meal. You have access to a bathhouse. There is a market full where you could get beautiful clothing, perfumes, anything that you would prepare for a date.
Do you want to try and look nice, or is this more of like a, I agreed to this, but you want to sabotage it?
Damn.
It was more of a, I didn't agree to the date. He asked if I wanted to talk more. I said sure, and then he said, by the way, it's a date. So I never agreed for the dating part.
Addy's like, don't you hate when guys do that?
So, like, do I just tell him when he appears, like, hey, I didn't agree to date, don't want to get your hopes up? Or,
Listen, I've heard tell of a mysterious power that we can invoke to help you here. It's called the friend zone. So
A pall falls over the entire bar at the mere mention of that dreaded, horrible altar realm. Some say it doesn't exist, others use it as an excuse.
So when he comes in, we need to make sure that you are as casual as possible. Just be like, hey, thanks for hanging out.
okay.
You're a great friend.
I don't have a whole lot of friends in this town yet, so just Just keep emphasizing.
Everyone
Okay.
tweet us all of the most harsh things you have been sent to the friend zone with.
Do.
Whether it's been you're like a brother to me, you're like my best friend, or whether he or she gathered all of Exodia's parts and banished you there. Let us know.
Okay, so just keep emphasizing friend.
Yes.
Have no kiss barrier up.
Yes.
Don't forget the chicken neck.
Wait. Let's see if this bar has anything garlicky that you can eat.
You look up the menu and it says garlic fish and potatoes.
Does it really?
Yeah, oh yeah, sure, whatever.
I'm getting you this.
Okay.
The more your breath stinks, the more he'll be warded away.
I don't know if that's true, but I hope so.
Listen, we'll try everything, alright?
Thank you, Tribute.
I've got you.
So,
So yeah, getting her the
double
smelliest
portions.
dish.
Yep.
Extra garlic, please.
You order this up as you sit at, the two of you sit at the bar. Do you order drinks?
I would order like a water,
Okay.
because as I have told Breeze, I don't drink.
I'd
Yes.
probably order a normal alcoholic drink, not the one that messed up my eyes.
Fair. A gruff human man comes up. He takes your orders, brings you your drinks. It's something you're becoming more and more accustomed to, Tribute. The water you're getting is vaguely filtered seawater. Fresh water isn't a huge commodity here, and unless you're really willing to pay for it, you're not going to get a lot of it. It's drinkable, but you couldn't see yourself drinking a couple bottles of it at once. And you're going to order just a standard drink,
Yeah.
and you order your meals, because you gotta eat, with a double portion of garlic. You sit a short time, and when your food comes up, the familiar face of Kaz comes out and drops off your meals, one to Tribute, one to Cass, and says, you know, sis, I'm just trying to look out for you here, but garlics kind of scare this guy away, so I made sure there's none in your meal.
No,
and
why
puts
would
it
you
down. It's like, goes, look, I know you're new at this. You finally got that vibe out there, and I'm proud of you for that.
I don't want it!
Look, you can always say no, but don't sabotage yourself now.
Why?
I gotta go, and he just leaves.
That's a good brother.
You have such a diligent brother.
Why does he do this to me? Not swords. That might attract sword guy.
Oh, are we deciding a bail word?
Yes.
a draw out word?
Help is too obvious.
It needs to be something that you could reasonably say in a conversation. He won't immediately think you're going crazy or calling for help.
You hear the large footsteps, boom, boom, boom. And coming up behind the bar is Mazhug. And she stops by and she leans down onto the bar and says, "Are you two finally here to take care of the Kenju berries?"
I actually don't think I ever heard what that job was
Yeah.
about.
Oh, I just seen you running around with the little talky one and then the very blue sassy one. I just assumed that you were with them.
Am I talky one?
Oh, Masshug's favorite character's gonna be gone.
Rest in peace.
Wait,
Masshug
which
likes
one's
her.
Your little blue one?
Yeah.
The talky one?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not blue.
I have a blue cloak. That's why I always wear blue.
But is your skin blue?
No, I was
If you put you next to Adella,
No,
who would you
no.
describe as
The
blue?
blue one.
See, the little part was what I was like, wait, no, I'm not little.
Is your full name Addy Abodidabodai? Because that is Adela Abodidabodai.
It's if I were green, I would die.
That's true.
Oh, goodness.
Because we're starting to run low on the berries. We could use a picked.
So you just need to pick berries?
Yup. That's it.
Insight check. Oh, that's a nice 7.
Nice 7. You can see there's a very toothy grin that accompanied this statement, and it's not hard to read from her.
How long will this job take?
If you get out there and the Panthers don't get you and the Kenju don't get you and you actually find some berries. Couple hours. You got something better going on?
We could do it, you know. Just,
You sure?
it's up to you.
Let's do it.
Why? What else you got going on?
Nothing.
Not anymore. What should we look for?
Well, you're optimistic. Not like your friends. It's not a good job to take at night. The Panthers will see you before you see them. Not even I'm that dumb. Go in the morning. They usually like to sleep in. You can sneak past a few of them. When you wake them up, the gods might save you. But essentially what you're looking for are little red berries. They grow out of the ground. The ground will be a bit darkened. The reason is when I go out and I kill a Kenju, which is something like a large lizard. When you kill a Kenju, what you do is you cut off its head and you bring it to me and I'll pay you for it. But you also gotta open it up from throat to tail and spread its blood around. Because what that does is the fertile soil will grow Kenju berries, which don't eat, they're extremely poisonous. The blood seeps in, the berries grow, you bring them to me, I pay you. All you gotta do is go out there, kill the Kenjus, spread their blood around, bring me the berries.
Sounds like more than just picking berries.
Well, picking berries is the easy part. It's the Kenju that's difficult. Listen, little of me can go out there and do it all by herself. You guys will be fine.
I mean, we fought a shark today.
That's true. Underwater.
Really?
Yes.
Underwater?
Shut up.
Thanks for the advice to do it in the morning. I don't think we have anything else going on.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing we had going on is canceled now.
What a shame. And then she walks away.
That's it. The save it as we were going to pick Kenju berries. No one would ever say that otherwise.
Okay.
So just bring that up somehow,
Okay.
and I will make something up and rescue you.
Thank you.
I'll pretend that someone needs help.
So,
Something needs to be fought. He'll probably think that's cool.
so let me pause you guys for a moment. Katie, does your plan involve them at all?
Nope.
Excellent. So this conversation, this meal, this all runs around to be about 7:30. And as you're sitting at the bar, drinking, putting this plan together, a young man comes in. A small elven boy. He's wearing more native clothing. It has a lot of the local fauna weaved into it. It doesn't look like it's made of burlap or any kind of cotton, but thinly peeled apart branches and leaves that eventually came to be soft when woven together in such a way. He comes up to you, the two of you, and he pulls on the bottom of your exposed clothing from your armor tribute and says, "Excuse me, miss. You have a friend who's supposed to meet a friend tonight. Is that correct?"
Is he like a legit child?
Yes, like a real child.
As
Yes,
opposed to fake
child.
ones.
I believe so.
I was told I had to find her, but said look for the scary lady would find her for me. That's you.
That's flattering, I suppose.
Yes?
Well, she's here. What do you need from her?
I have a note. And he extends a small folded piece of paper.
Take it and give it to you.
It has a small instruction on it. It says, at 8 o'clock, go west 30 feet into the woods, 30 feet into the jungle, excuse me, where you will find a single tree in a clearing. I will hang a lantern from a branch and you will know it's me.
Okay.
I'm gonna like lean over your shoulder to read this.
And it is signed, Lorenzo.
It's a little strange.
You'll
to be
back me up
honest.
if this turns into a murder date, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not letting you go into the woods alone. Not if we were just told there were panthers.
So it's about time you head there.
Okay.
All right.
I have my shield out.
But do you bring your sword?
Yes.
Good. You should always bring protection to a date. Addy,
Yes.
what is this plan?
Well, first, I'm gonna find the sword.
All right. So when Tribute and Cass go walking off discussing how to sabotage a date, what are we doing?
Looking for the loudest man on the pier, which I'm assuming is the sword.
You go walking down the pier, and you see the familiar, strangely dressed, still dirty man who now has swords in one hand and jerky in the other, and he's running around going, "Swords! Buy some swords and maybe jerky! But swords are the thing I'm selling and also some jerky!" He's trying his best. You find him.
Yeah. And I'll say, how much for a sword?
You wish to buy a sword? Are you prepared for the awesome responsibility that is to own a sea sword?
I am, if you're ready.
Yeah, I
My
am.
counter offer. The counter offer.
To buy a sea sword?
Oh, of course. I'll buy a sword.
Oh,
And some jerky.
and some... Oh,
You're the best salesman I
I
know.
am so good! Wow! Okay! What sword? I have a sword that is completely rusted. It will shatter the moment you hit somebody with it, but they'll get tetanus, so that works. I have a cutlass that is mostly rusted, but it'll shatter as soon as you hit someone and they'll still get tetanus. And I have this dagger, which I'm pretty sure is made of wood and will probably give you a disease by holding it, which would be good if you got someone else to hold it. What do you want?
How much for all of them?
And he just freezes, and his eyes start back and forth. You've put forward an offer that he had never in his life considered, and sweat pours down his face. 3 gold.
I'll do you one better. 4. And some jerky. Throw some jerky. Man's gotta eat.
And he just drops them on the deck. Deal.
How would you like an even greater challenge than selling swords?
Selling swords is the greatest challenge a man can undertake.
Oh, I got something even better. That will make you way more than just 4 gold.
More than just this. This is the most coin I've ever seen in my life.
Man, I gotta tell you, I'm about to make dreams come true.
I have never dreamed a dream that was so dreamy that I could dream of. More than 4 gold, I could rule the
I'm
world.
gonna put the 4 gold in his hand.
And he opens his hand, they're there, and he cries. He clutches them close to his chest and says, "I would do anything for more."
I've got a boat with some very special equipment that I need your voice to sell.
My voice?
Yes. Never heard anything like it. You're a great salesman,
It
and
is.
everyone needs to know.
I was told I had an opera singer's voice, but I don't know what that is.
Oh, trust me, it's a good thing.
Thank you, I suppose.
Only the best things for my best salesman.
Wow. I've never been the best.
No?
But I am. I have 4 gold. Mm-hmm. And he just points to me and goes, "Do you have 4 gold?" Because like, "Fuck you." That is the sound of poverty.
I was good up until that moment.
I will... Yes. Whatever you're asking, yes.
Me and you, my friend, we're gonna sell a boat.
Okay.
I'm gonna shake hands with him.
And he pulls his hands back because there's gold in them.
Not for the gold.
And he
Your
extends his
hand,
elbow.
man. Oh, okay. I'm gonna shake his elbow. What's your name?
And he visibly begins to cringe. Like a vein in his head begins to pop up and sweat begins to pour down his face. Like, this thing you've asked him has overloaded him so completely.
Oh, okay, buddy. Don't think too... How about I give you a name?
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yes.
How's Swordly?
Swordly.
You like that?
That sounds like the name of kings.
Damn
of
right it
swords.
I'm gonna write that
forgot
down.
everything except fine-dining and breathing.
Yeah. Sell
Except
swords.
selling
breathe.
swords
Alright.
and breathing.
That's all he's got.
What is it you would have me do? And can I also sell swords with it?
Oh, for sure. Do you have more swords than that?
I have swords, and he reaches into his cloak and pulls out a rusty sword. And in his excitement, he pulls it out. The blade bends and breaks in half. He says, "This one will be half off. See, I can do this."
Damn right you can.
Yes.
All right. Oh, first off, can I add? What are the stats for those swords that I just bought?
Okay. So let's say that you have a rusted rapier,
Okay.
a rusted longsword, and a wooden dagger.
Okay. Rusted rapier. You said rusted what? Or what?
Rusted longsword,
Rusted
and a wooden dagger. They are all -1 to hit, and they will break whether you hit
They
or
have one
not
use.
the first time you use them. If you hit with them, there will be a Constitution saving throw of 12, or take 2d6 poison damage.
Okay.
2d6
Constitution
Saving
save.
throw,
Okay.
2d6 tetanus damage, which will be technically poison.
Okay. Ah.
So the fact is, he has a very powerful arsenal with him, as long as he hits you with it.
That's
The wooden
why I bought
one,
'em.
the wooden one doesn't do anything.
Okay.
It's just made of wood.
all right.
But it is a -1 to use.
I mean, hey, give splinters eventually.
I mean, it's too soaking to be that. Like, if you like chewed on it, it would probably rot your teeth.
Ew. I'm sure I can think of something clever to do with it.
No, if anyone could. All right. So, what is your desire for a sword? Well, I should write his name down too.
Swordly. Yeah.
Sword Lee.
Literally, I was sitting here like while he's struggling to think of like, man, what can I name this guy?
What would you have Sword Lee do?
All right. Where is the boat? Is it on this pier?
It's at the end of the dock.
Okay. Okay. Is there a way to move it further, like closer to where he is? Like just pull it around,
So-
paddle it over?
So, do you want to take Sword? You have to ask Muriel. So, do you want to take Sword Lee with you?
Oh yeah, sure.
When you walk back over, Muriel sees you and goes, yeah, make any headway on selling my boat?
I do. I bought the world's best salesman.
That guy's crazier than me.
Can you prove it?
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
He sold stuff today. You made nothing.
Fine, I get your point. What do you want?
We're gonna sell a boat.
Good, go, sell it. I have no use for it.
We gotta move it closer to the people, if you don't mind.
I don't want to do that. People always trying to steal the secrets of my boat. I am a pioneer of oceanic travel, and people will steal that and patent it for themselves.
Well, if you wanna sell it to people, you gotta be by the people.
Roll a persuasion.
Okay. I actually did not roll that well on that.
Maybe.
The box is cursed.
What's 8 plus 5?
13.
Okay, 13.
I've invested my life savings into it. And I've cheated and I've swindled people for the gold. I guess if somebody stole my boat and my patent, I deserve it. I'll move up, Doc.
Alright, appreciate it.
He'll move up 3/4 of the way down the dock is where it thins out, where you get people like Miro trying to get you to do stuff. So he'll move up just to the edge of that 3/4 where more reputable shops are and where a thicker crowd of people can be.
Alright. Perfect. Alright. So I'm gonna tell Swordly,
Yes.
we've gotta make the best pitch we can. Really hype it up.
Okay,
Like how you do for swords?
Okay, so I'm gonna swords in one hand. I'll put jerky in my mouth because I still have to sell jerky. Breeze is a slave driver, and I will take the boat in the other hand.
Now what you do is you stand on that boat. You make it look awesome.
Yes, that way I have another hand for swords and boats and maybe jerky.
And we don't even have to worry about jerky. We don't have to worry.
But I told Breeze that I would sell jerky.
I don't know Breeze, but he's not about to make you as much money as I am. So
Ooh, I do like money.
yeah. And swords. And I'm letting you do that.
So he puts his swords on the ground. He reaches into a large sack, like a 5-pound sack, and he opens it and he says, "To the briny depths with you!" And he throws 5 pounds of jerky into the water, and it just sinks.
Just tell him you sold it. It's fine.
Fine.
Sold it to Davy Jones.
Sold
It's
it to
okay.
David Jones.
It'll be okay. So yeah, make this boat look awesome. And when anyone asks what these weird buckets are for, say they can explore the depths of which man has never seen.
Explore the depths of a witch man.
Nope.
A witch man no one has ever seen.
Yep, that's fine.
Explore the depth of a witch man you've never seen. Swords and boats of witch men you've never seen. How was that?
Swords and boats.
Swords and boats. Swords and boats.
Keep it short, sweet, and simple. I like.
Swords and boats. Swords and boats. Should I stand on the boat?
Yeah.
And he just jumps off the dock onto the boat. And he starts taking the rusted swords and he starts banging them against the air pumps. It's like, "Kang, kang, 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 kang." It's like, "Buy this boat and I'll throw in a sword, but not jerky. I threw that in the ocean." And he's just howling this. And Muriel is standing next and he goes, "Was this your plan, to get someone else to sell it for you?"
No. I'm still selling it. I just don't have the voice for the sales pitch. This is my partner, Swordleaf. We're good at company. We're good acquaintances.
He saddles up really close to you and he goes, "Look in here, lad. I like what you did. I think it's clever. He's too dumb to know better. I just gotta ask, what are you cutting him in for?"
Oh, we'll see how the sale goes first.
You convinced him to sell, and you didn't even say you'd pay him. You're a terrible and cruel man.
I didn't say I wasn't gonna pay him. I'm gonna pay him.
Sure. I admire you for it, don't get me wrong. But I don't want you to go the rest of your life knowing you're not a terrible, cruel man.
Oh, trust me, you're not the first one to tell.
Fair. Sell the boat. You know the price. I'll be here. I have this stick, and he holds up a stick that's like an inch thick, and on the other end, it's about 3/4 thick. And he goes, "I'm just whittling it down to nothing." And he takes a big slack off of it and goes, "Just like my dreams." And he turns it and carves it again.
Buddy, it sounds like you need a new dream.
Don't you try that on me. I'm wise to you now.
I'm not selling you a dream. I'm just offering advice, which cost you nothing.
All right, what's your advice? What's your advice?
Aspire for something new. Who can live through life with no aspirations?
Good question. And he plops down in his stool and begins to carve at a stick.
Hey, you could sell that eventually. Walk away.
Get himself for you.
All right.
Wood carving.
Yeah, see?
Is there any other part of your plan that you want to...
I want to stand by and kind of supervise Swordley, because I like the guy, but I'm also not sure that he wouldn't destroy this boat with those swords.
That's perfectly fair. So here's what we're going to do. Your chance of selling this boat on this dock is actually pretty good. You have a 30% chance of selling this boat at price, 75. 175, you have a chance at that. Now, you have the guy who will get the most attention, but will not sell it.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Okay. All right. So you have a guy who draw attention, get people to your product.
Mm-hmm.
And then you, Addy, who is a complete slime ball, can absolutely sell this boat. So I'm going to say you have a 60% chance. So roll me a D100.
Okay.
And every day you commit 6 hours to this, you can roll again to sell the boat.
Okay.
But the longer the boat stays on, the less it's going to be worth.
Do you want me to do the 10 and the...
That's a D100. 60%, if you get between a 60 and a 100.
Okay.
And then from where you go with that is how much you'll sell the boat for.
49.
You don't sell the boat. 6 hours go by, so that is going to go from 6. 6 hours is a bit much. You probably only work out there for like 4 hours. The starboard market would shut down by then, and no one's really going to be able to buy. So after 4 hours go by, a couple people come by. You're seeing more people who are seeing Swordley, and they're kind of like shying away as he's being very aggressive, even from the boat. you're getting a couple people to walk up, but as you're kind of sizing them up and down, they don't have the gold for this. And you're getting a couple intrinsic calls that they won't put the money up even if they say they have it. So lost a few deals due to them not having the money, but you don't sell it that day. And with that, Muriel stands up and he says, "Get your rabid dog off of my boat. I'm going to bed."
Are you asleep here?
"Yeah, I sleep on the boat. I figure sleeping under the stars ain't so bad."
What are you gonna do after you sell the boat?
"Take the money, get on another boat."
You know, I might have a roommate for you if you're looking for a place to stay that's not cold.
"Sell my boat and we'll talk about it."
Alright, that's fair.
So he jumps down on the boat and he pushes Swordly like directly into the water.
How you doing, Swordly?
Sea swords are great for swimming in the sea.
I bet they are, bud. Let's get out of that water.
He climbs up one of the poles and reaches the top and he says, "Well, I've had a hard day.
You certainly did.
I'm gonna go to sleep."
Alright.
And then he just lays down on the dock.
I have a
Please
cloak
tell
in
me
my
you sleep
inventory.
talks.
I'm
Okay.
gonna tuck them
Oh.
Please tell me he sleep talks. Swords. In his sleep.
That's exactly. So, some
in. I'm
swords.
gonna remove that from my inventory.
Swords.
Good job, little buddy.
Why are you nicer to this crazy guy than like anyone else?
Frisky, I was nice to.
Because they're crazy.
I like the NPCs
He
more than
likes the
the
crazy.
people I talk to.
For those shenanigans, go ahead and take an inspiration.
Yay! I can get rid of my -1 inspiration.
Now you have no inspiration
Why did you have -1 inspiration?
for stepping on a joke.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably.
It was,
Knowing him, probably.
it was
I'll have to go back and
the
rewind.
Fish aren't friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. That was deserved.
What?
I had a good shtick, alright.
So you're gonna head back
Walked all
to
over.
the shipwreck.
Oh, do I have to? What time is it?
10 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's fine.
All right. You begin your short walk back to the shipwreck. Otherwise, as Tribute and Cass go walking out into the woods now, into the jungle, excuse me, into the jungle, you are instructed to walk a short distance to the west. You would see a tree with a lantern hanging from it. That is where you'd know to meet him.
Okay.
And as you begin that walk into the jungle, you find that around, very close to Bayside Wharf, it's not that difficult. The terrain is still there, but it seems a lot of it has been carved out. You can see where the trees have been thinned to kind of keep predators at bay. Places where they would hide in the trees or in bushes has been cut down so that they can't hide there as easily, making them less wanting to come this close to town. You eventually get that distance out where it seems to be less manicured, but you do find there is a single very tall curved palm tree that sticks out on a small cleared hill. And on that palm tree you see attached to it is a stake and a lantern hanging from it. But from the very top of it, you see that there is a string that goes down to a table where there's a small candle. The string has what looks like colored floating lights dotting the string all the way down to the table. And you see a tall figure sitting with his back to the direction you're walking. The place is lit up in various colors, and the table seems to have a nice cloth over it, and it looks like there may be a few morsels on the table. The two of you will say are 15 feet out, still in the brush. What do you have to do?
It's on a hill, right?
Yeah. A hill that raises it above the jungle floor a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna pat Cass on the shoulder. I'll be nearby if you need help. Just yell. And I'm gonna kind of like pace around the hill just to make sure that nothing comes up on them, be it people or beast.
Okay. You will be a minimum of 20 feet away.
Okay.
Cass?
Can I do a perception check to make sure there's no like other people or beasts around?
Absolutely. Give it a roll.
Oh, sweet. That is a 19.
Hey.
You look into the jungle, and you see that there are, looks like, some small birds still about in the trees. You can kind of see where Tribute is beginning to make her pace around. It looks like Lorenzo's anxious sitting at the table, like he's kicking his legs around. He might be expectant of you.
Guess I'll just walk out now.
Okay. As you walk up that short distance, you might reasonably think that had this been in a less creepy scenario, this was actually rather well set up. As you kind of look at the lights, it actually looks like the spell Dancing Lights. Someone had put a real effort into making this place look as serene and romantic as possible. And when you walk up to Lorenzo, you see that he is actually tied to his chair, and his legs are kicking around, are not in anticipation, but in anxiety. As when you look to him, his eyes are bloodshot and he is sweating profusely. The table flips over and two men jump out and they go, "Ha ha! I knew we would lure you here." And the other one goes, "You could not deny our fantastic decorations of romance." The other one goes, "Shut up, that's not what we're doing. That's what I did." And they both draw their swords and point it at you. "You have disgraced Our Lady Anna, and you will die for it."
God. What a sting.
Assuming I can hear that.
Oh yeah, they are not being candid about this
Is there only anyone else?
at all.
So I'm assuming we're rolling initiative.
Well, they didn't attack.
Well, I'm about to.
The element of surprise.
Listen,
They
they're
were
drawing
there.
swords on my girl and coming.
They've drawn their blades, they're wiggling them at you.
Are you talking about the lady I threw the brush at?
Yes, the lady you threw the brush at. That was our Captain Anna.
Oh, I actually am really sorry about that. She wasn't my intended target. Nothing was. I just have bad aim.
One looks over and goes, "You hear that, Todd? She's sorry." He goes, "Well, Rod, I don't care. We're going to kill her, and then we're going to certainly get into that gang." And then they go, "Yeah," and they clack their swords together excitedly. They go, "Oh, yeah. Roll for initiative."
Man. Nice. I'm glad you rolled well. Is it just like the rule that paladins have to roll bad on initiative?
I swear to God it is.
It's God's way of nerfing us. He knows we're too powerful.
That is fair,
The one
man.
who rolled bad was Eliana, too.
Starting off the round is going to be Cass. How are you feeling? Like when this we went through a lot for you to try to approach this day as well. What is the immediate feeling when these two guys burst under the table and said all this?
Relief?
I really wanted to know.
Oh, thank God. I can fight people.
You're going to start the round next. As you begin to start this, you feel a wash over you, a strange wash. Something you haven't particularly felt before, but it's not worrisome. So go ahead and take your turn.
I'm going to try to attack the guy who seems the smartest. The one.
Which one is that?
The one that was like,
Rod or Todd?
how I remember. There was the one that was like, didn't care that I was sorry.
That was Rod.
That was Rod.
Okay. Do I roll proficiency when I attack?
Yes.
Okay.
Also,
I couldn't
Todd's
remember.
my dad's name, and this is weird for me.
This
I
is
think-
just
I think
the day
Todd
of
did all the-
everyone's NPC being relevant.
Nat 20.
Todd did all the decorating, so.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll damage on this guy.
Fuck them up.
That's a nat 20 thingy.
Oh, right. Every time we play, I forget.
That is 10 damage.
Jesus.
You're winning nat 20s.
Ma'am?
What kind of parallel universe have we entered
Yeah,
where
I
you're
know,
winning
right?
mad
Well,
toys?
she's got to save her beloved.
No.
So with a mighty swoop, you take what are you wielding?
Oh, longsword. I'm
You-
doing it one-handed though.
You take this longsword, and while Rod is distracted arguing with Todd, you just slam this into his shoulder, and this shit gets stuck. So you put your boot against his chest, and you just kick, and the blade rips out of his shoulder, and he screams, "Ah!" And Todd goes, "Rod!" Rod is going to stumble back, and he is going to try and rebuke this attack. Ooh, that is well over 20.
Yeah, it hits.
And that is going to be 6 points of damage. But as he comes up with his scimitar, he runs up to you, and just as you're at the end of pulling this sword out of his shoulder, you've overcompensated, and it's kind of left your midriff wide open. As he goes for just a perfect gutting strike, he slams it against your stomach, and you feel this layer, this what feels like an arcane layer. And as the sword slams into it, you feel what's like glass breaking against your body harmlessly, and only a sliver, just a small cut into your stomach for 3 points. You now know the cantrip. Oh, I just lost it like that.
Blade Ward?
Blade Ward.
Okay.
Todd yells, "Oh shit, she knows magic!" And Rod goes, "Of course she knows magic! She's in love!" Tribute.
God.
No, I'm not.
I hope you realize that by saving Lorenzo, you're only seducing him more.
So what I would like to do, is I have no doubt charging up the hill at these guys. I would like to try and tackle the guy that Elliot, the cast just like sliced. The guy that's not, the
Yeah.
cast didn't slice.
Okay.
I would like to tackle him off the hill.
Okay. It just ching 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 ching. All right, let's do competing rolls. Add a +2 for yours, since you've got weight and you've got a good distance on him. So
Good. That's 10.
you narrowly fail.
I'm so
You
mad.
narrowly fail. You come running up, and as you go to try and slam and take him to the ground, you hit into him, you wrap your arms around his waist, and he just reaches down and he grabs your horns. And he just hip turns and is able to pull you off and throw you, and you just skid across the dirt for about 5 feet.
I would like to yell.
What do you...
Just yell. Just to try and scare him.
Well, let's roll intimidation.
Ah! Oh, man, I'm not doing good at all tonight. It's like an 11.
Do you want some different dice?
No.
You go, "Ah!" He goes, "Ah!"
Yes!
It sounds like, "Please! We're trying to get into the Boiled Sea Gang! They're never gonna let us do it like that!" Todd, who's embarrassed, frankly, he's embarrassed by who's reasonably his best friend. He's acting so shameful and small. He is just going to, he's going to move to flank Tribute. That will give you an attack of opportunity on him.
Just fuck him up. Because I clearly can't.
7.
Oh.
Nah.
Wait.
Huh?
Wait, it was actually 10.
No.
Okay.
That helps.
He's going to move to flank Tribute, and he will make his attack. That is going to miss.
Dope.
So as your hand is on the ground, your shield digging in for your stop, as you move forward to make your attack, he comes in and digs his sword to the hilt down into the dirt, missing you. He pulls it back out. It's back up to Cass. In front of you is Rod, who, just before you kill him, I want you to know that when all of this was coming down, Lorenzo had set up the lantern, but he did like the table and the cloth and all of the beautiful lights. So go ahead and roll your attack if you want to hit him.
Okay.
So Lorenzo
Yeah.
gets 0 design points.
No, like Lorenzo was just there, and he had a plan, but this guy showed up and went, "Oh no woman would ever go for this. Let's romance this shit up."
15.
15. Yeah, you hit him,
Okay.
and he die.
Oh.
Him die. How do you want to kill him?
I guess I don't know. I think I'm like in autopilot mode, just like weed whacking.
Just recovering from the tackle he got, he turns to raise the scimitar again. You just slam the blade in opposite side of the first, making a nice little V to his chest, dropping his head off his shoulders. Todd goes,
That was intense.
Run! It's your turn, Tribute.
Is he the one behind me?
Yes.
I'm gonna whip around and attack him.
Okay.
Don't you fuck me. Fuck me! It's a cool 7.
No.
I'm gonna use the other die from now on. Not much better.
Awesome. Sorry.
Todd,
Okay.
Todd, in a furious rage, seeing that Tribute's not doing great in the way of attacking him,
I just suck.
is going to risk this. He is going to dive tackle Cass. This will leave your square, give you an attack of opportunity. Go ahead and give me an athletics and or acrobatics, whichever you like the best.
16.
Excellent.
Soft 20.
So here's the events that happen. What did you roll on damage?
5.
Here's how this transpires. Cass, you behead his best friend. In an emotional display, he tries to tackle you to the ground, taking out his anger and frustration. But as he lowers his sword to the ground, opening himself up to try and grab you and throw you, Tribute just stabs him in the back. Just a full-blown stabbing Caesar in the back. This drags his feet out from underneath of him, falling face first into the ground. You pull your sword out, and we're going to say he is prone right now on the ground. Cass.
Not to tell you what to do. This might be a good chance to interrogate him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, good. Just throwing that out there.
Can you grapple someone by like standing on them? Like, can I like try to keep him down with my foot?
I can't promise he won't like it, but yes.
Okay.
What?
He'll do so at disadvantage. He'll try to oppose it.
Okay. What would that be? Athletics or?
It'll be athletics on your end.
Okay. Oh, you fucked me.
Oh, I watched that happen.
That's a 9.
9.
Yeah.
You go to throw your boot down on his back, and he actually rolls out from underneath of it, and he's able to avoid it.
I watched that dice. It landed on an 18 and it flopped over to the floor. It was the saddest thing.
What'd you like to do now? That was your action?
Yeah. I don't think I can do anything else.
All right. Tribute?
I'll step on him.
Same promise, but there we go.
There's the nat 20.
Beat is 5. So as Cass goes to put her boot down on his lower back, he rolls out of the way, and just as he goes to sit up to get up, you just slam your foot down between his belly button and where there's no longer meat. This pins him pretty well.
Get really, really wrecked.
You have him pinned, and we are going to take a quick shot at his turn to try to break it with his action.
Fine.
He will also do so with disadvantage.
That's 5.
No.
Yeah.
I got a 7.
Oh, man!
With that, you slam it down. He goes, ooh! But he takes his sword and blunt side slams it against your knee, which hurts just enough that you pick your leg up. He rolls over, half of his movement to get up, and with the remaining movement, he gets to Lorenzo. Pulls out his sword and holds it to his throat. And he says, back off! Don't kill him! Don't kill him! And that'll be his turn. We are going to say that he has a readied action. That if you do something aggressive towards him, he will slit the throat of Lorenzo. Which means it goes to Cass. Leaves you in a weird position.
Damn right it does.
Look, the less killing we do, the better. So
Side eyes the severed head on the ground.
just
Tell that to my friend Rod!
okay.
You killed him!
I didn't mean to kill him, so
Maybe I should take someone you love!
I don't love him now.
You hear an audible?
Well, so obviously, Anna put the hit on me for throwing the brush at her.
You hit her with a brush in front of everybody. You embarrassed her. No one would stand for that. Not with any dignity, at least.
So is she part of like the Boyle Sea gang?
Who told you that?
You did.
Shit. Yes. Yes. She works for the urchin. And if she takes us in, the urchin will take her in. And we'll be there.
The urchin.
I don't know.
You don't know what?
The urchin? Shit. You have to do something on your turn.
I don't. Can't fucking do anything. I'll just ready in action, I guess. If he makes any aggressive movements, I'll attack.
Okay. Tribute.
I'll point my rapier into the dirt.
Anything else?
Cass seems like she's kind of like Bugs Bunnying him again. So I'm gonna let her do that.
Would you mean Lola
No.
or Babs? Whichever one you go by? Whether you prefer Space Jam or Looney Tunes?
Todd.
She's never done that.
Todd is going to begin to drag Lorenzo into the jungle. He has 20 feet, the distance it took you to move in. He has 15 feet. He's 5 feet away from the jungle and effectively hiding there. And he's going to keep the blade to his throat. That comes back up to Cass.
It's like he walks away with your problems.
I'm gonna try to step forward, like this, just
Okay.
not aggressively.
Do you have any of your weapons? Do you have your shield and sword up?
I would have put them away to show not aggressive.
Okay. He's 20 feet away from you.
Look, you can go back to Lady Anna or whatever her name was. I'm really sorry about your friend, but you don't have to keep dragging more people into this.
Good roll of persuasion.
I'm not good at that. Oh, fuck. 11.
He just narrows his eyes and grits his teeth at you. And he says, "Let's see what your boyfriend has to say." And with his free hand, he takes the gag off of him. And Lorenzo looks at you and says, "Is that true, warrior of passion? You don't love me?"
I just met you. I don't even really know you.
Well, I guess that was presumptuous of me to assume that you would love me as much as I loved you at first sight. It might have been coming on a little strong now that I look at it.
A little.
Well, if it means anything now, before I die at the hands of this rat, hey, I'm sorry. And in a calmer situation, I'd like to get you to know better. So long as we both, or one of us, still has a head.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, isn't that sweet?" And he presses the blade and you see a little blood trickle out. "I remember the first time Rod said something to me like that, but not in a way that was perceived as homosexual."
5 feet apart, because they're not gay.
Gotta give me an action.
It's just ready one.
My goodness.
Ready an action again if he does anything aggressive attack.
I was kind of worried you were going to throw up.
No, I just can't speak.
Tribute.
Man.
I believe you have an oath to follow.
You know, that's true. I'm gonna try and provoke this guy. You said you came out here to avenge your Lady Anna, didn't you? I don't see how dragging a hostage into the woods does that.
I'm gonna kill him when I get out there, then run away. Which is...
Oh, very brave. That'll get you into the gang.
roll an intimidation.
I'll get you.
18.
I was staring.
Do you have any modifiers?
+3 charisma.
Okay. I too rolled an 18.
Ooh.
Runner goes to the tie. Tie goes to the runner.
What?
We tied.
Yeah.
I beat it. That's what I'm saying.
Whack.
Oh.
In that way, that was backwards and incorrect.
I was going to say, just roll again. See how that goes.
All right, we'll call that a bonus action.
That's my sip. You drink the rest.
Man, the one time I rolled well is the one time he's gonna resist me.
The Oath of Vengeance. To preserve life.
Yeah, but if I get this guy killed... I've already gotten one person killed within the past 24 hours.
The Oath of Vengeance isn't a path of peace.
You know, technically I haven't taken my oath yet. Technically.
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 And at this pace, you're never going to. I will kill you all before we get to level 3.
Man, I don't even get an archetype.
Give me an action. Or skip.
I get my druid circle. Second level.
Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
I'm going to throw my dagger and use my movement action to sprint down the hill. Cause assuming that if he slits Lorenzo's throat, I can heal him, hopefully, before he just dies.
So you're going to throw your dagger, then charge at him.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds like you need a sea sword.
Hell no. I have a dagger.
He's using Lorenzo for partial cover, so he's going to have addition to his AC.
Man, that's whack, because I wouldn't even hit it with his normal AC. 'Cause that's a 14.
Hits.
Really?
Yep. 12 AC plus 2 granted by a sitting hostage.
That's incredible. It's a dagger, so it's just a D4. 6.
You hurl that dagger that short beat of way. Lorenzo screams, "Aye!" And Todd goes to quickly pull his blade back as hard as he can against Lorenzo's throat, but the dagger slams into his chest and he falls backwards. He is still going to make his attack on Lorenzo, but he'll do so with disadvantage.
When he yelled, "Ay," all I could think was, "Ay, que fabulosa."
Thanks, Katie. That's not my
Let's have a small talk about the hit points of a commoner.
It's like 2, right?
It's roughly
Good thing you
4.
didn't want to be with him.
Let's talk about the armor class of somebody who has no dexterity, no armor. It's roughly 10. And at disadvantage, he rolled a 3.
Wow.
He slides back, the blade pulls, but it just wraps around the side of his throat, still cutting in deep, but not enough that it would be lethal, and he falls backwards into the brush.
Cool. I would like
You
to...
charge forward,
I'm gonna stay by Lorenzo, though.
and you see that he is still alive.
Thank God. I can't heal him this turn, because I threw a dagger. But next turn.
It's going to go to Todd.
Everything worked better than expected.
Hooray.
Hooray, not being a little bitch.
Wait, would I get my held action since he tried to slit his throat?
I'm going to say he's out of range for that now that he's fallen into the
Okay.
brush down the hill. But here's what's going to happen. The Oath of Vengeance The Oath of Vengeance means stopping people who would cause serious harm in the future, and as this guy has just taken someone who was on a very genuine task of his own and was going to spend his life in exchange for his to join a gang that already attacked you. Todd is going to pick himself up and run into the woods.
Oh, I'm going after him.
You have an attack of opportunity, but any attack will kill him. So if you really think you want to take the Oath of Vengeance here, make your attack. Because this is where mercy stops for a Paladin of Vengeance. He's crossed the line already, and this is where mercy stops. So if that's really the path you want to take with Tribute, make that choice here, and we'll push forward on it.
No hesitation.
Alright.
I made my choice.
There she
That's
goes
a
again.
natural 20.
Yep.
See,
There you go.
you
Tyr
can't
has shined on me.
How's he go?
He approves.
Put it on the sheet.
Oh, I should put that. Actually, I got 2 nat 20s. Add that. Whoop, whoop. So he turns to run. My dagger, I assume, is still in his shoulder, so I have to pull my rapier back out. I'm just gonna take like an elegant fencing step forward and just impale him. Presumably, as with his back to me as he is trying to run.
As he picks himself up and begins to run into the jungle, you take out the sword, and in one swift moment, you throw it into his chest. And you hear the last breath, ah! But you hear a clink. Then you hear the sound of a dagger hit the ground. As you
That
thrust
pierces
your
through.
rapier straight into your own dagger, dropping him dead to the ground.
That's like some brave splitting the same arrow 3 times bullshit.
Back at the bar. Addy,
I am winning.
you've had a full day of shenanigans. You were attacked by Bone Boys. You named somebody and then convinced them to sell a boat for you. And you did some honest work today yourself, a little bit, not a lot.
I got some jerky.
Enough to keep your alignment in check, I believe, is like where you're at.
I did some good, did some bad, and it's fine. I'm neutral. It's okay.
You walk into the bar, and you see that Kaz is back on the stage. You hear the tail end of the "Is anyone here from Bayside Wharf" joke.
So he's just warming up.
Yeah, he grabs his lute, he spreads his legs apart, and he begins to do his sea shanties again. Let's take a look. Fuck, better than last time. It was 18 last time, 19 this time.
He's improving.
And he is just, the cheers, there's just, like, filthy underwear is getting thrown on stage. You see his hat is down, and people are just chucking money into it. And when you look over to the table where you had sat before, you see that the table is mostly empty, except for an elderly human man.
Is it Ladley?
If you go up to the table, you would see that it is.
Okay. I'm gonna ask him, enjoying the show?
He says, yes, it proves he's somehow getting better?
Miracles happen every day.
I suppose so. Friend with no name, I recall you never gave it last time.
I told you my name.
Did
Addy.
you?
After some reluctance, I told you.
Well, forgive an old man for forgetting, but I believe I still owe you a drink.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Oh no, I never go back on my word. And he kind of waves at the bar, and someone runs out and drops 2 drinks to the table. And he says, sit, Addy. Let us enjoy the performance. I'm not a cultured man, but I know music when I hear it.
All right. Let's sit with him.
And he taps his finger on the table. Mm-hmm. Is there anything you want to do? Toss your hat back down? You want to push your Bugs Bunny luck today?
Nah.
All right.
I'm trying to sell a boat right now.
Listen, I'm in the middle of something big right now. I don't have time for Bugs Bunny stuff.
I'm actually gonna ask Ledley. So, what do you do?
Well, there's the community center in town. When sailors come in or jump ships, wash up on shore, we put them in a community center. It's like a large hostel. There's nothing for beds. We have one place to evacuate oneself outside, and we have no privacy or security. But if you're looking for a place to stay out of the rain at night, you can come. The space is first come, first serve, and so long as you don't make a ruckus, then there's no problem with you staying.
Alright.
It was decided that it'd be open by the dock union for their poorer dock workers.
Oh, I'm honored that you so graciously invited me to that. I actually have accompaniments right now.
I didn't invite you.
Well, you told me about it. It was enough.
Surely someone of your stature doesn't need to sleep in a homeless shelter.
Yeah. Well, you would assume correct. I actually wanted to ask you, do you know anybody in need of a boat?
There's plenty of people are needing a boat. We're in a dock town.
Yeah, but this one has special equipment that will help you go underwater. And live.
You're not talking about Meryl's boat, are you?
I am, but I'm trying to put a more pleasant spin on it.
To be honest, I could think of an interested party. And you say that it works.
Oh, yes, I've seen it myself. I've been on it and lived to tell the tale.
He took you up to that fake wreck?
Mm-hmm. From what my friends say, it's not so fake. Actually pretty horrific. Don't recommend going.
What was there?
God's wrath.
You say it so plainly, but it's true.
Was there treasure? I would assume a god would protect something valuable.
Yeah, I believe there was.
Well, I think I know a buyer.
Oh, yeah?
I will be by tomorrow in the afternoon.
Alright.
I'd be happy to discuss a price then.
Alright, just look for the loudest man on the dock.
Oh, God.
I've assembled myself quite a team.
You have. That poor fool.
Assembled an elite team.
Got my A-team, got all the town crazies together. We're good.
You know, there was a rumor that he was once a highly respected merchant. I don't have a name now, but it was said that a well-known, respected, and sought-after merchant would come to our town about 2 years ago. And in expectance of him, we received a babbling fool from the jungle. He said that he sold swords, so I believe as a joke one of the sailors gave him one. An old rusted piece, something you just use to hold up a box to trap wildlife in, and he took to the sword as if it were his lifeblood, and he's been trying to make a living off them ever since.
Yes, the sea swords. I'm very familiar.
It's the sea swords. A pity.
Yeah, he's got a voice, though. People see him from a mile away.
Yes, like glass shattering near your ears. Tomorrow in the afternoon, I'll be here.
Alright.
Come by anytime, and we'll talk.
Alright.
Otherwise, let's enjoy the show.
You got it.
And he'll sit for a time, and would be now the three of Cass, Tribute, and Lorenzo.
Oh.
Do you want to go walking back to the bar?
Yes.
Kind of depends on what Lorenzo wants to do.
Lorenzo definitely wants to get out of there because, well, if they're out here, they might have told friends. We should go. Well, Cassandra, I, again, apologize for my overambition. But I think it might be better for me to lay low for a while back on the shipwreck.
Alright.
Do come see me sometime.
I will.
This is good. And as you guys break from the jungle, he kind of very awkwardly opens up for a hug, and then just kind of closes it. He says, yes.
I'll give you a hug.
And he'll lean in and he'll take it.
Then it's gonna be that pat on the back that friends give.
He turns over to tribute with his arm. Okay. And he begins to make his short walk back to the shipwreck.
So I feel like I pissed off a gang.
Better or worse than you thought it would be?
I mean, there was fighting, so I guess better. Kind of worse that I beheaded someone. That wasn't my intention.
Sounds like they were criminals anyway.
Yeah.
Heading to the bar?
Yeah.
Cass, you turn into the bar, and you see that Kaz has somehow acquired an eye patch. The bandana, which he has tied around his head, worn across his right eye, and is now bouncing back and forth like a fool, playing his lute in such a way you have never heard done adequately. And still to this day you haven't. But the crowd, they are utterly consumed by his wiles. And they are enamored by him. As you walk in, everything goes quite a bit silent for tribute. The door that's opening and closing in front of you seems to stretch away as you feel this pull from the ocean. It feels like your divine sense. It feels like you're sensing something. It's pulling you away. It needs your attention now. And it's coming from the end of the docks.
I'm gonna kind of like stop in the doorway. You go ahead. I think there's someone I need to meet real quick.
Okay. Are you gonna be okay?
Is it a good feeling or a bad feeling?
This in your ability to be able to sense these kind of things, it's very mixed. When you see that avatar of Umberly, when you performed your sense there, it was bad. But you've performed this before, and you felt good radiance from people, and you feel this ebb and flow, this terrible burden mixed with this good intention, this strange drive of something by something else that isn't fully understanding of what it is. But it needs so bad.
I'm not sure.
I have your back, so you have mine. It's a two-way street.
Maybe you should come with then,
Okay.
just in case.
Alright.
It's a weird feeling, but it's the strongest one I've had since we've been here. We'll head towards the docks.
You begin your walk towards the docks. Weapons out, shields raised, not ready for whatever it could be, but you're ready to fight it. And as you go down the docks with the floating rooms, you go to the fourth dock, the one where Listella's is staying. And the sense is pulling you more and more towards the end of the dock. And as you're about halfway down, you start to see movement from the end of the dock. And as you approach more and more slowly, the moon ducks behind a cloud and it goes dark. And you, both of you, have dark vision.
Yes.
Yes.
And you can see this gray, shadowed figure pull itself over the deck. And you can see it on basically 1.5 legs, a leg that is severely broken and shattered to the side. One of the arms is hanging down impossibly low that any connected shoulder should ever hang. what you can make out of this face, the jawbone is hanging off the side, and hair is barely hanging down over the face, and it's dragging itself forward, and it falls to the ground, and with an extended hand, it grabs onto the deck and pulls itself forward, and as the moon comes back out from beneath the cloud, you see this mangled form of Adella.
Oh, jeez.
And this liquid form, this body that looks like it's been broken to shreds, the bones snapped in half, the shoulders torn out. And Adella, you have 3 words. What are your 3 words?
Okay. Find me body.
And then the water breaks. And there lies a mangled elven corpse, holding a trident.
I wasn't expecting that.
I'm gonna slowly approach the corpse. This trident's magic, right?
I don't know.
Can I throw a divine sense?
You push out the divine sense now. It does not appear to be a holy item that was defiled.
Okay. What does the trident look like?
The trident is a long brass pole, and at the end of it there are what looks like brass prongs that come up. Now the brass has been in a lot of seawater for a long time, so a lot of green has begun to grow and it naturally changed the outer color of this. But at the very top, the prongs of this trident, they look to be hardened shells that come to a jagged point at the end.
And this was, if I remember correctly, on the ship, she held this trident aloft to, like, summon Adella?
Yep.
Okay.
And I believe she called her name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I am not going to do. Just wanted to make sure this was, in fact, the thing we were supposed to find. Does she have anything else on her, or is this it?
She is wearing ragged peasant clothing.
But that's all.
That's it.
Okay.
So how do we find a body?
I'm not even sure. It seems like with this trident she was able to take control of whoever this was.
Yeah.
But I don't know how or why or...
She was very quiet during the trip.
And I mean, she did it willingly, didn't she?
I think so.
I guess we'll never know. I'm gonna gently scooch her off the dock into the water.
Wow.
Burial at sea. Just like
I guess.
I am gonna say a prayer for her, but like, we can bury her here, or we can bury her on the beach where she will inevitably be washed up. So,
it's just like Muriel said. Burial at sea.
It's like the area of death.
that's for sure.
Are we supposed to, like, go around the market like, hey, who wants to be part of water?
Who has no will to live?
Muriel.
I was thinking that. I don't have the heart to swindle someone into that.
I mean, we would tell...
Did someone say swindle?
Did you literally just summon Addy?
That's what you have to do is just hold your hand up and go, swindle! And Addy goes, yes.
I mean, I feel like we owe Adela for leaving her out there to die.
I do feel bad. But I'm not sure. We'll have to see if we can find someone.
Yeah, I mean, someone might willingly want to be...
We'll just have to tell them who wants to be a cool water being.
By the way, you might not be part of it.
I don't I don't understand, because she was made of water, but she had a real body underneath. How does that work? Where did the body go?
So while the two of you think
We're just sitting here like, what the fuck?
Addy, is there anything you want to be doing in the bar?
Might chat up Mazhug.
Okay. You go back up to the bar, and Mazhug is kind of standing, looking over the bar, making sure everyone is paying, making sure everyone is properly being tipped. And as you come up to the bar, he comes over and goes, she comes over and she says, a couple of your friends were in here looking for that lizard job.
Oh.
Looks like you're going to be doing it after all.
Oh. Any other jobs you got that don't involve murder?
It's
Well,
not murder if it's a lizard, Addy.
I feel like we keep coming to this impasse where murdering a lizard is not murdering, you're killing a lizard.
I'm aware, but you know, just some variety for a change.
Well,
Nothing.
as far as I can hear, your last job ended in murder.
What last job?
Please, come on. They're my rooms.
Oh, okay, you're talking about that. I thought you were talking about boat selling. Alright, we're good.
Wait, now you're selling a boat? Don't do that in here.
Do you want a boat?
No!
Okay.
You just said don't do that in here, and you immediately offered it to her.
Of course.
I mean,
He doesn't have to do that
money
here.
for it.
I don't. I bought this dump.
You can do it. Let's see. On a boat. I get your point. Let's continue the conversation. It's alright.
I'm
it's a
like,
food truck, it's a
I'm
food
I'm so in between patting you in the head and punching you in the face. I don't know where to go with this. This is the most conflicted I've ever been.
We'll both then.
Just pat, punch.
Just pat him real hard. Just,
Listen,
You put a hand on their head, pat, and then punch.
Hold them still.
listen.
Exactly.
What are you talking to Ladley for?
Huh? He just invited me to sit at his table.
Good. Sit at his table, buy him a drink, and never talk to him again.
Why?
Ladley's not good people.
Oh. Well, I thought a lot of people weren't here with good people.
Ladley's specifically not good people.
Why, pray tell?
Look, kid,
Hints?
you're not gonna be here long. I hope. God, I hope you're not gonna be here long. So if the last time you spend here, unless you gotta know, just, he's a nice old man, have a drink, stay away from him.
So he's a nice old man, bad person?
Yes, do that for me.
Anything for you.
Thank you. Want a drink?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy him a drink.
Listen. And she puts 2 drinks up and says, tell him it's for me. It's on the house.
Oh, very sweet.
Yeah. Ain't I peach? Slides it forward and walks away.
Damn right you are.
bless her.
I'm gonna take it to Ladley.
I have expected her to be like, anything for me? Go kill some fucking Ken.
You go back over the table and Ladley sitting just a tap, tap, tap.
I'm gonna put my hand over his hand and go, hey, buddy. Got you a drink. On the house from Mazhug.
Oh, she's a real dear.
She's a peach.
Isn't she just? You know, she likes to put forward that tough exterior, but kind of looks over her shoulders. She has a wonderful sense of humor.
Oh, I believe it.
Did you know that when Saywin, a few years ago, opened her boat, her business, she didn't choose to name it the Rocking Ship?
No?
No. But Mazhug bought this bar 5 years ago and named it the Shipwrecked.
Mm-hmm.
And when Saywin opened her bar, opened her establishment, they had arguments for days. And Mazhug finally strong-armed her into naming it the Rocking Ship. Because isn't that hilarious? A brothel in a ship called the Rocking Ship.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
She'd kill me for telling you, but tell her a joke.
Alright.
It's her weak point. And he takes his beer and he sits back.
Thanks, friend.
And he just smiles, content, and watches Kaz.
I'm just gonna sit next to him quietly.
Okay.
That'll be the last time I see him, probably.
Tribute and Cass. You have what seems to be Adella in your hands.
That's a lot of responsibility. You hold her.
Okay.
After we drop her.
I'm not gonna find out.
You're not here.
I'm just putting this into...
You're breaking my immersion.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's take a look at what you've got here. The mangled body of an elf that you'd seen on the boat your first day together.
I thought I scooched her off the dock.
The corpse seemingly pulled itself up on the dock. Now, you were just somewhere where corpses were swimming after you. Adela had made a plea, what was it?
Find me body.
Find me body, and then seemingly disappeared, leaving only a body and a trident that you unceremoniously slid into the water. Later paladin levels, we're gonna have to talk about that. You should have at least prayed.
I said I prayed.
Yeah.
I just heard I just slide the button,
No, I
and
know.
it was very funny. So that's okay. All right, so you're fine then.
I'll throw her a prayer too.
Yeah, I just
It's better to put her in the water than
just-
to put her in a shallow beach grave.
push your water, thoughts and prayers. I just for I know what I say is canon, but this is my personal head canon. The body lands on top of Odie's.
Start bubbling and boiling.
And then it bubbles and boils. So you have what is presumably a very magical item, though never was it wholly and desecrated. You have come to the point that Adela can be summoned through it. What do you want to do with this? You have this information available to you.
If we can join Swordman on the dock and start yelling, "Cursed Trident!"
We spin it so it doesn't sound that bad.
Who wants to be a god?
Maybe, but
Who wants to be a demigod?
yeah,
I still feel bad doing that.
that's a little too like. I feel like who wants to be water spirit?
Is that what she was?
I don't know. I'm just throwing things out here.
Oh, I think the only person I told what I was Addy. Yeah.
Me. I know all the secrets.
Do you think the body has to be in good shape?
I would assume so, since that one just crawled up here and said, "Find me body."
But like say we found someone who was like in a coma. Like they're not using the body.
But do they have to say her name?
Oh. I guess that's true.
But we can try it. We can find someone in a coma, put the trident in their hand.
Do you think there's any comatose people here? This is a tiny town.
You know, you could go ask the only healer. There's against one comatose person.
It's Adam.
Oh shit! Listen, we just saved that guy's life. I'm not gonna turn him into Adela.
Could you imagine a 7-foot Adela?
That and the person that I killed.
Listen,
I had a hand in killing. Yeah.
I've planned this all week, and I was going dwarf Adela, gnome Adela, with the beard, halfling Adela. Like I have like a vision in my mind of this, but it's all like scrunching and stretching and blowing up. Go find Frisky. Frisky Adela. It would just be a nightmare every day.
I don't take on their appearance or personalities. I just take on their height.
That face says otherwise.
Yes.
I say appearance. It's pretty funny.
So anyways,
Do mural.
Mass hog.
Hey, Mass Hug deserves better. Alright.
Mass hog loves me though.
Maybe we could see if there's someone who has a
Where'd that kid go?
I mean,
who's leading a less than ideal life.
Yeah.
Who might want something better. Although I don't know what this is actually like.
yeah, I don't either.
so what do you guys want to do?
I'd say we could go back and ask Addy's opinion, but I don't exactly trust his opinion on the matter.
Why not?
Well, because to me the problem is I don't want to cheat someone into being a vessel for this other person. I don't think he'd have any hesitations, to be honest. So in a way, he'd be perfect for it. On the other hand,
You hear the sound of a door opening and then closing, and you see a couple boats down Listel. He comes out of his room. He has his small satchel to the side of him, and he's holding it relatively close, and he looks down to the bar, and he turns to where you guys are standing, and he smiles and he waves. He says, "Tribute, what are you doing out here? This is a terrible place to fish. Haven't you heard they just found a body in the water yesterday?
that's terrible.
This town is as dangerous as I thought it was, it seems. I thought I was just getting acclimated to it."
It's alright. We're simply out here enjoying the view. I felt like the ocean was calling to me.
Roll deception.
I mean, it's not a lie.
Yeah, that's what you guys have been out here talking about. The ocean.
I mean,
7.
Listen, that didn't even beat the base roll. Which was an 8.
I don't know what's worse, that I rolled a 7 or knowing that he also rolled, like, decently low. Like, if I were halfway decent at rolling, I would have beaten, but no.
Tribute, I don't mean to pry, but I'm a well-learned man, and if you had any questions, I might be able to answer them. I would hope you could trust me with that.
You remember our friend Adella?
Yes, she was a bit cold.
She's kind of in this trident.
He visibly doesn't believe you.
Alright, listen, you asked for the truth. This is what
Fine.
we have, alright? We have a cursed trident that we think has the spirit of a woman in it.
Estelle comes over. He actually has a smile on his face. He thinks he's caught you in a goof. like the two of you have had a couple drinks and you were out here having a laugh and you're like,
just
oh,
wasted.
let's rope him into this, ha ha ha. So he walks over and he can read the seriousness in your face, the earnest of this conversation. And he kind of pulls out the small glasses and he puts them on and he looks over the trident and he looks back up to you with some concern. He says, "She was trapped in here?"
We think.
She said to find a body and then disappeared and the trident was left after something happened.
He says, "Okay." He takes a couple feet, puts about 10 feet between you guys, and he reaches into a satchel and he pulls out this titleless book. Just an old, it looks like it's now suffered some water damage book. And he very cautiously opens it up and he looks to you. Then he starts to thumb through the page and he holds it close to his face. And the page begins to light up. And you hear the pages flap quicker and quicker and quicker. And you see his eyes begin to glow. And force begins to push back his glasses and his clothes. And he quickly slams the book. And it all calms.
How's that for a magic trick?
I hope it was convincing. Because it was very for me. Yes. You have found a relic. A very old relic. I can't tell you more. But what you have there is is unique, is powerful, and should be gone. And he turns around and goes back into his room.
That's ominous.
That was very ominous.
You might want to take this to somebody who would have powerful enough magic to identify it.
We can talk to Mazog, ask if she knows anyone.
I think the less people we tell about a possessed trident, the better, personally.
But she liked Adella a lot.
That's maybe true. Thinking of people in this town who know magic. The only one so far that we've met is the proprietor of the rocking ship.
Yeah.
You could throw another brush.
Just chuck the trident in someone's face.
Oh, there you go.
Starts to say this name and I'll stop stabbing you with it. So what do you guys want to do?
What time is it right now?
We've probably closed in around 10:30. That's 10 o'clock. Probably around 11. 10 o'clock, Addy got to the bar, met with Ladley. Mm-hmm. Your adventure from 8:30 took a bit longer than you might have expected. Calming in the jungle after the fight. You made your way back around 10:30. This encounter's probably taken about 15 minutes.
I don't think the rocking ship would appreciate us going during their busy hours again.
A reasonable assumption.
Maybe after the Kenju berry job, since we told Mazog we would do that, we can go over there?
Not a bad idea. I feel like I should have like a schedule notebook. Like, morning, Kenju, afternoon, Adella. We'll pencil that in.
All right, what do you do?
I mean, should we just go back to the bar for now?
I suppose we could. Do you want to take her with us?
I don't think it's a good idea to really leave her anywhere.
I'm gonna like lightly touch the trident. Sorry. I almost said sorry, Adella. I was like, wait. I'm gonna not do that. Do we have any spare cloth or like a tarp we could like wrap the trident in?
You would reasonably have some like traveler's clothes that you could use. Adela had like 20 feet of silk.
That helps them
Is
now.
there,
I just want to let them know.
is there any cloth in
They
like a
can't
tourist
access that?
pack?
Nope.
I don't
No.
think
Did you
so.
plan a scenario if one of the player characters was possessed by Adela?
Yes.
Okay. I was just curious.
I have a blanket. We can wrap her up in a blanket.
Okay.
And then if you accidentally say Adela, you're not touching it. Let's wrap that up.
Yeah.
So you head back to the bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
This weird mystery wrapped stick.
The trident completely wrapped up. You feel that you have broken the connection that you would require from it, with it fully wrapped. You go back into the bar. You see your brother wrapping up his set. He is taking his bow, still bowed-legged. People are just throwing coasters up there and cheering.
They ran out of panties, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, once you've thrown them, they're gone. And it's weird if you go back and get them. You see the bar is beginning to get up. People are beginning to move out. Last call's getting put out. It was this time last night that Mazhug had called for everyone to leave so that she could close down and set everything again for the next day. So what would you like to do?
I would like to go to Addy, I guess.
Hey.
Okay. This is easily done.
Eh.
You see Addy sitting up near the stage. At this time, Ladley has picked himself up, and he says, Addy, it was a wonderful evening.
I believe you are correct.
It's very good to see you here. If the Jester is playing again tomorrow, I'll be by. Stop by the community center and see me. We'll talk about the boat.
All right.
But we'll meet tomorrow here in the afternoon.
Maybe outside, if you're okay with that.
As long as it's not raining.
Appreciate that.
And he walks away, and he puts his hand on your shoulder and draws the cross for yes.
Oh. All right.
Or is that the check?
Check.
It's the check. He draws the check for yes.
Yeah, X is danger.
I don't have
and
that
crosses.
in front of me. Yeah.
No.
I thought I had that backwards.
I have it right here.
Oh, here it is. But yes, he draws that on your shoulder.
Okay. Cool.
And he leaves. He walks past the two of you, and he nods, and he politely parts the two of you to get past, and he walks out. In a moving room, you're stationary. You know, he just... And the 3.5 of you are reunited.
Oh. How'd your date go?
Better than I thought, just because people attacked and it wasn't really a date.
Oh. You okay?
I apparently pissed off a gang
Oh.
when I threw the shit-covered brush at the woman's face.
You did a what?
Oh, you didn't... I threw a shit-covered brush at someone's face by accident. I wasn't aiming for her face.
I'm sure she deserved it. It's fine.
Do you still have nowhere to stay?
Yeah, if I could stay again, I'd appreciate that.
I don't think that's a problem.
Thanks.
I mean, right now there's an empty room.
It's true. But I'm totally not thinking about that.
No.
And what happened to the key? What's going on?
I just got this look on my face.
All right.
You remember our departed friend that we lost today?
Oh God, just today? Yeah, I do. Had to think about it. We've lost a lot of people.
We got her back.
Oh,
right
really?
right here.
We're
Right here.
You put the trident on the table.
Yeah. Just,
what?
Alright, listen. Do you remember on that ship there was the crazy lady who stood up and yelled, Adella, and suddenly Adella was there.
Yes, I remember having a lot of questions about that.
Well, she had that trident. We have that trident.
Oh, yeah, don't say her name. I don't recommend that.
yeah, and Della may have been here. Said find me body, and then
In that horrible broken English?
Yes. That is word for word what she said.
Oh.
Verbatim.
It's not hard to remember.
Short, sweet, and simple. Okay, I got it. So you guys are tasked with finding her body.
We don't know.
we don't know how it works, honestly.
Lestel told us that it was dangerous. I kind of agree.
Yeah, well, we saw firsthand how it was done before, so we got a good idea. What happened to the elf woman, the mad one?
Didn't make it.
Let's see.
Yeah, so no one's gonna willingly volunteer for that if they know that's the outcome?
Well, it might not be the outcome. It might
It
be.
was for her.
Well, we kind of left her for dead, so that was.
Yeah.
Assuming that the damage from Adela carried over to her as well.
Well, all I recommend is that if anyone is taking this task, that they find better friends than you. Yeah.
I think the best response to what happened to her Burial at sea?
I mean, are you guys gonna do it?
I mean, I kind of feel bad.
Who do you feel worse for? Adela or the poor sap you're about to put her on?
That's a good question.
I mean, what are the positive spins on this? It's a hard sell. I'm gonna tell you that now.
You get to be a water spirit?
Oh, the water genasi?
A water what?
Genasi.
Bless
Adela
you.
told me that's what... No, Adela told me that's what she is. Genasi. Don't ask me, I don't know what it is, I just know it's a genasi.
Can I do a history check?
Do an Arcana.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna try, man.
Good call. Oh, that didn't help.
That's a 5.
Oh, good, I don't have to look it up now. You have kind of early sterlings about what a genasi is. You were told as you've gotten older that genies from tales were genasis, are known in a literal sense to the magic community as genasis.
Okay.
You know that there are very many kinds that are one with the arcane. There are some that are steeped into the natural magic of life and nature itself. So, though you've never heard of a genasi that had taken a human form, they're always portrayed as large, kind of ephemeral, I think is the right word for this, like ghostly figures.
So she was, in very simple terms, a water genie.
Oh. That's less thrilling than I thought it'd be.
Well, that's very simple terms. I'm not exactly sure what it...
I mean,
Yeah.
I had high expectations, it's fine.
Oh.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Can I approach Mazhug?
We're closing up. If you're looking for a drink, take it to go.
I know you're closing for the night. I was wondering if I could post a notice to the board.
What's it gonna say?
Uh,
After that dwarf came in here, it promised people treasure from a sunken ship no one believes exists. And this veiled maiden thing, you gotta run it past me.
an opportunity for a second chance at life.
Oh.
What, then you're gonna kill him?
No.
Is this a
absolutely
cult?
not. It is not a cult. I'm a paladin of Tyr. Tyr is not a cult.
Listen, are you selling me that religion isn't a cult?
Some of them are.
Let me tell you about my raised religion. So his name is Groomish. The three things we do is pillage, burn, and rape. So religion is a bit of a cult. You'll have to forgive me, Madam Paladin.
Fair enough.
So, what are you peddling? What's your deal? No one here is looking to help anyone for real. You took a job, you took it for a reason that wasn't just to help. You were gonna take the pay.
Not entirely untrue.
Can I approach? Do I hear all
Yeah,
those?
sure.
Okay.
Bar's starting to clear out.
I'm gonna say,
Oh no.
dear, do you remember
Dear?
my blue friend?
Wait. Hold on. We're gonna get back to your... Did you just call me dear?
No.
You just ruined our chances.
No.
You're pushing it.
Sorry, Mesa.
What about our blue friend?
She actually is the reason for this posting. We need to bring her back.
Where'd she go?
Not a good place.
Died?
Somewhat so. She's in that trident over there. And,
Masvik is going to lean face to, like, the closest she has ever been to you, and she's going to go, "You've been drinking.
Well, yeah, you've been serving me alcohol. And
I'm saying you're drunk. No one's stupid enough to believe there's a woman in that trident.
Look. You don't have
Do
to
you
be the
remember
one to
how
believe
weird
us.
she looked?
One of us does.
She was made of water, and you're not gonna believe that she can live in a trident now.
Listen, I'm not gonna... Kind of looks back and forth. I'm not gonna lie. I drink the jungle blood all day. It's the only way I can tolerate the people who come here. So yeah, sometimes you're all blue to me too.
I'm just looking to get our friend back. That's all the posting's about.
Okay, so your posting is, someone's gonna come here, the water lady is going to come back, and that's it?
Better worded, but yeah.
Okay. No, God, come on.
You get your blue buddy back. I know you liked her. Come on.
Look,
You liked her more than me.
Look, that's very, very true. Truer by the day. But you're putting up what is obviously going to hurt someone.
No one's getting hurt. They get a second chance at life. And come on, man, if it
No
had
one,
been...
we're not going to push this on anybody without telling them what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Then tell me what's gonna happen.
So that Adela comes back. See, you know,
I like that part. What has to happen?
they hold the trident, they say her name, and ta-da!
You do it.
I like being me though. They become her.
So, like a ghost, she possesses them.
I guess.
Now, if people found out you come to my bar and then you get possessed by a ghost,
We won't
think
do it in
people
the
are gonna-
bar.
But they found the ad in my. You're not putting it up there.
But think about it this way. What if it was a horrible person that the world would just be better without, and then you get Adela, who is...
Well, then you go talk to Saywin. If that bitch would disappear, do me a hell lot more good. She keeps arguing at the meetings. The rocking ship's a terrible name. I don't like the rocking ship at all. It makes us sound like a whorehouse. And I said, you are a damn whorehouse. And
You know, Adela likes that name.
she should. It's a good name.
I agree.
We're in a terrible place. A little bit of levity will really bring out the better vibes, and people will drink more that way.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if it were her here trying to convince you to bring me back, it'd be a hard sell. I know you don't like me, but it's for Adela.
If you were in that trident, I'd throw it right in the ocean.
I know you would.
You're not posting it. Not posting it here. People can't think this is a place of danger. I put too much effort into this bar to let people think they'll get hurt here.
That's fair.
You got a fair point. And who did you want gone?
Saywin.
Say when. All right. Just say when.
She looks at you with the most bloodshot from being up for 18 hours, constantly running a bar. She looks at you with these small, bloodshot, beady eyes. Goes, say what? Say what? Oh my god. Oh, it just pats you on the shoulder with these massive hands. Oh god. The fuck out of my bar. You're fucking cursed trident too.
You got it.
With that, you're out of her bar.
I'm glad she laughed as hard as I did.
I was afraid she was gonna punch her in the face.
But I know her weakness is jokes. I had that little
But
secret.
see, he could have just been lying to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he could have been trying to get
Yeah.
punched.
Yeah.
But
Kind of what I thought.
I have a bond with Mazhug, whether she likes it or not.
Listen, that is undeniable. That is like if you came back, oh Addy died, there would be like a real moment of sadness, and then she'd move on.
Yeah.
But like there would be that real moment of sadness.
Yeah. So hopefully I don't die today.
Like you were like, oh, Adela's gone. What a shame. I'll miss her, and then moved on. Like people die all the time here. It's fucking Pirate Island.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple dead bodies floating in that ocean right now.
Listen, but look, the next time you go up, she's gonna be like, I need you to fish bodies up fucking from the tent, the fucking places, guys.
We put most of them there, so it's fair.
I'm just letting you clean up your own mess.
We're We're
I was
creating
thinking that
the
it's like I
demand.
can't have people think it's a dangerous place to be. I'm like, well, that body washing up on shore tomorrow is not going to be great.
We're creating the demand.
You're creating your own work, your monsters.
Well, that's my idea for finding someone with no will to live.
Yeah.
I like the say one idea.
I think she's a little scary.
I think she would rip us apart if we tried.
Personally, maybe that's why she should be Adella instead. I mean, with Adella, you only have a 50-50 chance of dying.
Yeah, but you didn't meet Saywin, did you?
No!
We did.
Again, I don't need to meet her. I just... It's okay.
Take your body.
I think she's too smart for.
We're not cheating her into anything.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then hand it over.
No.
I'm not going to bury you too today.
Like you buried anyone. You pushed her in the ocean.
It's a burial for sailors.
Not a good one.
I mean, where else are they gonna put them?
Not floating at the end of the docks.
Please tell me like her body's like just visibly there, and Addy's like, not that.
It's not. It's not.
If this were like a cartoon, it 100% would be.
It's,
She floated next to the fucking bar. There.
I'm gonna let that joke sit for a while, and then I'm gonna make it a joke. I actually have a plan for this now.
Oh God.
Yes. And it's nowhere as good as you think as it's going to be.
Maybe we do go to Saywin.
We can ask her for help. I
I don't think she's going to be Adella,
No.
but she definitely knows more magic than I think anyone else on this island. Is this an island? I don't know.
Technically, yes.
Yes, then this
Do I
island.
have anything to write something on?
Oh, sure.
Can I write Adella?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to try to stick it to the trident.
Okay.
Don't just leave it somewhere.
No. I'm not.
All right. Who has the trident?
I'm holding it.
Can I
Sleight of hand.
do mine?
Oh, okay. If you okay.
Do mine.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna label it.
Okay.
I'm gonna take one of the prongs and try to wrap the paper around it.
That's fine.
It's
Yeah.
visible. This increases our odds. It's fine.
So you guys
So-
want
It's a little bit of dummy tactics. It's fine. Just don't say anything. It's okay.
hedging your bets.
Yeah. Exactly. You want her back? It's fine. Don't even worry about it.
I'm not even 100% sure that I do.
It's like removing the labels off of things.
Hey, real quick.
Let the dummies solve it.
Speak up.
Okay.
Good thing she's right next to the mic.
Yeah, man. You're going to be forced out of the shadow realm to be closer to the mic.
We'll see how the audio turns out in the end.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
You guys go to bed for now.
Yeah, we were gonna approach Saywin when it's not peak business hours because she got mad at us last time.
And
It was clarified. You guys go to bed. I'm not trying to push you into this, but I just want to note, you would know that Lorenzo told you that on such a busy night before, they usually close down most of the operation for the next day so that they can reset. It's not a day-to-day thing where they do it all of the time.
okay.
So there's
so
a
it's
chance they
not-
might not even be open right now.
Okay.
It's even worse. What if she's sleeping?
Yeah, she might be.
Well, the ship's not rocking.
Maybe let's walk by there, see what it looks like.
Okay.
See, instead of like an open and closed sign, it has like the rocking ship, and they flip it, and it's the still ship.
It's one side says rockin', and then the other side says knockin'.
Which one is which?
Well,
So you guys want to go to bed? Head over to the ship.
Let's check out the ship, see if there's anybody outside, see if there's any lights on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm surprised I haven't been here yet.
Give you a look.
That was a weird realization I just had. Yeah, like, alright. Kind of like the setup womanizer has not been to the brothel yet. You walk down the pier to the end where you know the rocking ship to be. When you get there, you see a familiar dwarven woman who's wearing some chainmail and has a large axe sitting by her while she sits on a stool. She just looks off the edge and sees you beginning to come up, and she narrows her eyes and says, "Who's that?"
Is it Holly?
It's Holly.
Oh. I'm gonna kind of call. Holly, you've met us before.
Ah, it's the singer and the scrubber. And you've brought a friend. What will he be doing?
Depends. Do you know... We seem to always come with strange requests. Do you know if it would be possible to speak to Saywin at all tonight? Is she busy?
Well, Saywin's given me some strict orders about letting people in right now. Turns out one of our employees was attacked tonight while running errands. So we're on a bit of a lockdown, but the Mistress Saywin has seemed to granted favor to the two of you, so you would be more than welcome in. If she's not in her office, she's in bed. And she kind of opens the door, grabs her axe, and kind of points you guys in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lorenzo works here, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I was on the right page. It was Lorenzo. It wasn't some new crime. I'm pretty sure.
Wasn't
Okay.
Tataran.
And when Addy walks past, she kind of narrows her eyes at you
Oh, wait.
and like watches you pass. You hear the leather grip on her axe. And she closes the door behind you. When you walk in, you don't hear that distant tinny music, and that wafting perfume is gone. And it's quiet. You see that over to the left, where there is a bar section, the chairs have been put on top of the tables and the bar is closed. The bottles have been stashed. All of the candles have been extinguished. Just a few candles light the room, and now that you see it, you see in what you realize now is natural light. The light you had seen before may have been exaggerated or colored. You can see how this more fits a ship. The brown wood seems to bow and sag a little bit more. The carpet has been rolled up and put away, and you see where there were bloodstains from past encounters in the ship's life. The nice Victorian furniture has been kind of pushed in the corner, and a nice silken sheet thrown on top of it. And this looks now more like a cargo ship. But because it's very late at night, there's no one around. But you do see the hallway that leads back to Saywin's office.
You're just gonna quietly hear Addy say, "People fuck on this ship?" Not having seen it before, now I just see it as a cargo ship. Like,
It's better when they're in business.
oh, really?
Well, I was here when I had scrubbed the shit.
Fair enough. All right.
Addy was like,
I thought you knew from experience. My bad.
No. I'm not
Just-
I'm not that type of person.
I gotta check. You know, we did just meet.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure.
Okay.
I guess fair.
Do you want to head to her office or do anything in this room?
Guess
No,
that's
I'm
in
not
her
gonna meddle.
office.
Okay.
we're on her good side. I'd like to keep it that way.
You get to her office, and you see that the frosted glass where Captain has been scraped off. You see it looks like a shadow moving inside. You get the idea someone is in the office.
I'm going to knock gently but firmly.
You hear the familiar voice of Saywin. Come in.
I will open the door.
Tribute.
Yes.
Cassandra. You've brought a stranger.
Hopefully not for long. I'm Addy.
And she just stares at you and stares at your hand. Saywin.
It's usually for shaking, but okay.
It's a bit late for a visit. We have no need of entertainment or protection. Though valued it is, what brings you to darken my doorstep so late at night?
I understand it is an odd hour. However, we come with a strange request that we think that you might be the only one equipped to assist us with.
If it's another Goliath,
It is not, I promise.
good. I've had a lifetime's fill of those beasts.
Have there been a lot lately?
2 so far. Actually, in one day, I've had 2 lifetimes fill of them. Beyond that, what have you brought?
We come seeking information or perhaps advice, whichever you would be able to give.
Just present it.
Cass.
Put it on the table. Back away from it. What you have here is a very old and very dangerous relic of a very bad time. How did you come across this?
And would you believe that someone crawled out of the ocean and gave it to us?
Yes. There are things I would believe that you would think are merely jokes and fairy tales. What crawled out of the ocean to give it to you?
She did. I'm gonna point to the trident.
Of course it did. Why? Why did it come to you?
We have known her for a few days.
You have known her.
It's a bit of a strange tale. We traveled on the same ship together to reach this island.
And someone stood up with a trident, called a name, and it consumed her entirely.
Yes.
Of course.
We didn't know what to make of it at the time. We weren't exactly in a position to try and barter with her.
Sure. The item you've placed in front of me is an aquarium cycris.
Invisible look of doesn't know what that is.
Of course. These were created by Traquius
I'm not right.
and Velrin. These are much older, much more powerful beings than your gods. They were created for a very dark purpose, and very few of them survive to this day for fine and good reasons. But you have brought me a very rare specimen, and one I admittedly find it very difficult to keep my hands off of. And if she extends her hand forward, you see her skin burns away, revealing a brass doll's hand that glows an orange red. And she clutches it and pulls it back and puts it back under the desk. Holly! Yes? Bring me... Who has underperformed? Tyler. Bring me
Tyler!
Am I the only one horrified by what just happened?
Be quiet.
Okay.
And this elven man comes in. The elven man comes in. He's thin. He has high cheekbones. You get the idea that he's trying to be a high elf, despite the fact that he is a wood elf. Says, Tyler, take this trident. And he just reaches down and he grabs it. He says, what was the command word?
It's on the note on the trident.
Tyler, read the note. He says, Adella? And as soon as he does, the water pours down his body. And he begins to... as the water sucks into his face. And a very beaten form of Adele. You have 1 hit point.
Okay. Is she still a woman?
The form is still flowing. Like, it appears it takes time to adjust to the form she's in before it can settle on a permanent image. Sayone looks directly at you, Adela, and says, Adela?
Yes.
Adela, what are you doing here?
I am gathering knowledge from
For
people.
whom?
For my people.
Who are your people?
The Tritons.
The Tritons. Do you know why the Tritons need this information?
They sent me on a mission.
Who sent you on the mission?
The Tritons did.
Who of the Tritons did?
The Tritons did.
Do you know how long the Tritons have been gone?
They're gone?
For thousands of years. Adela, Who sent you?
The Triton sent me.
The Tritons are gone.
Well, that's who sent me.
Then you have no reason to live. Why, Adella? Why should you walk out of my office now?
I am gathering knowledge.
For
I may not
whom?
have it for anyone, but it'll be for me.
And what would you do with this knowledge?
Just keep the knowledge.
For what?
My own purposes.
And what would you do with it? Would you spend the rest of eternity gathering knowledge for nothing?
Yes.
Do you think people would eventually find you and exploit that knowledge you have gathered over centuries and decades and millenniums that you will live? And you will just hold that knowledge to yourself. She's going to reach out again, and she is going to try and grab the trident from you.
Now, what do I have to do?
Athletics or acrobatics?
Oh.
Oh.
Why? Why is it always the important rolls?
Chalk one up for the chart.
Yeah.
I'm upset that it
A
was
critical
one.
fail?
Yeah.
I know it was a
It's
1
always the
on the D20 and the D4.
Yeah.
It was a double fail.
Yeah.
As Saywin, with
This one's
this
great.
now exposed hand, grabs the trident and pulls it back. Adella herself pulled off of her feet. She slams the trident onto her steel desk, and you hear the ting as Adella splashes all over the floor and sucks back of the trident, and an unconscious half-elf is on the desk.
Is he dead?
She takes the trident and leans it against her desk. Holly, please take him out of here. Holly comes in, says, "Excuse me, ladies." And then just narrows her eyes and looks at you, Addy, and just
She's like
grabs,
shoulder check him as she goes through.
grabs his ankles and pulls him, and then flop, his head hits the floor and drags.
Ooh.
Your friend.
I wouldn't call her a friend.
What a shame. She's great to have on your side. So, with that, take her. If you leave her here, I will melt her down, and I will extinguish her existence from every plane.
Don't have to tell me twice. I'm gonna grab.
But, be warned. You hold in your hands the child of something greater than any god who would step foot on this land. Tyr will not save you. He cannot save you. And he is close. Tranquilus is so close. Do well. And come back to visit. During the day, preferably.
Hopefully not with another crisis on our hands.
Let's hope. Close the door behind you.
Thank you for helping us again.
And with that, you leave her office.
I'm just gonna take that back up.
I'm gonna wait till we leave the ship completely and like get a good couple yards down the dock. Do you see why I said we couldn't cheat her? I didn't even know about that hand.
I feel like it could have been done, but that really weirded me the hell out. I see why Mazhug doesn't like her.
So what now? Do we just...
Find some poor sap.
The night is young. Drunk sailors stumble around. Many boats. Rooms unlocked. People drunk asleep. Jump ships in a community center that have nowhere else to go.
Well, at least we know it doesn't kill the host.
Yeah.
Unless she herself gets killed again.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know how many suckers are in the city? It'll be easy. Problem will be just picking one. I mean, you heard her. It's good to have her on our side.
Yeah.
I do tend to trust her judgment. As strange as that might seem.
And who knows, maybe we'll find somebody that the world's better without. Adella can just take their place.
So where do we start?
I bet that Lorenzo guy would do it for you.
Oh, he's already
He
had a
doesn't
bad
deserve
enough
that.
night.
Nobody deserves it, but you know.
Some people do.
I mean, we did have a full conversation about how shitty it was he roped you into a date.
Yeah, well,
Just saying.
he's learned that it was a mistake.
Alright.
He just had a bad night. Let's not make it worse for him.
Shouldn't have killed the two who tried to mug you.
What?
The date.
I'm learning a lot about you guys. I don't know if it's good.
Oh. So, went to meet him. 2 guys popped up, attacked me, said I angered Lady Anna.
Who the fuck's Lady Anna? Or Anna?
Like the boiling gang.
Oh.
And
Hey, maybe one of them could be Adella.
The Boiling Sea Gang.
no, boiling sea gang.
It's just a dumb name. They deserve to be Adella. It's
And
fine.
There was something about the urchin and
Man, this is getting really weird.
yeah, and I pissed them off, so I'm kind of
Yeah.
probably see more of them.
Follow them as ineffective as those two. It shouldn't be bad.
True.
If Lady Anna, I keep saying Anna, if Lady Anna has it out for you, maybe we could just take her out with Adella.
I don't know where she is though.
Well,
And
you hit her in the face with a ship brush, didn't you?
Yeah, but that was the last time I saw her.
That shouldn't be hard to find, especially if you pissed her off.
Do I really want to go walking into the lion's den?
Yeah, I think we have the advantage on this one.
I'm kind of hurt still.
Nah, you'll be okay.
Take 5 lay on hands.
I don't need that
Just so I'm
much.
clear,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to try that now.
How much did you?
She took it back to wrap it up.
Okay. All right. So, Cass has a
Oh,
try.
wait. Oh, that's okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I did bad math.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you were injured.
So, what's the
Wait.
plan?
I only need 3. Sorry.
If you're looking to swindle somebody, it's the cover of night.
You got the perfect person for it. Just
Couple
saying.
opportunities. You can just cast this trident into the sea. You got some very conflicting news.
2 people now have told us that it's dangerous.
Yeah, but what Saywin said about him being close, that's kind of... Wouldn't it be better for Adella to be with us for whatever that means? She said she'd be good on our side.
And that doesn't make sense if we're up against something that we can't even imagine.
Yeah. 'Cause that was kind of ominous, but...
Although she did lie to us. She told us she didn't remember anything, but she was talking about Tritons pretty easily.
I think we should at least try to help her.
Alright. Who do we give this to then?
I don't know. Just...
Honestly, just pick a person. It doesn't even matter.
Everyone roll a perception check.
Got an 18.
4.
Okay. Whatever it is, Addy does not see it.
It is 19.
Okay. Cass and Tribute, as you have this, as you come to this hard decision of then who do we get to say it, you look around and you see that you are nearby the starboard market. And you see that it is usually shut down. You see that a ship has actually just come in. You see that there are quite a few rowdy, let's call them sailors. Excuse me, let's call them sailors. Their gangplank has just hit the ground, hit the dock, and they're beginning to stumble down in a mad cheer and howl, as if they've spotted land and they've partied ever since. You see that the ship is still crawling with people securing the sails and putting everything back to where it needs to be. When you see the dock itself, you see that there are drunks. They're just sitting around, staring in the sky. Down where Muriel was docked, you see their what looks like 2 or 3 guys sitting. They've managed to steal away some booze, and they're drinking and laughing and singing. You see, they're just people sleeping on the dock, including Swordley. You see that the dock is not in business, but it's certainly not empty. This looks like a place that is still surviving a very shallow nightlife. If there was a dark side of this town, this might be it. Addy, you would recognize this kind of tone, this setting to be a place where you had heard, but maybe you've never experienced, where a lot of illicit substances are traded.
Alright. Yeah, this is the not so good place, so maybe we find a bad person, make them Adella, it's fine.
Alright. Do you have a sense for who's worse?
I'll try my hand at it. Honestly, there's an easy solution. Do you want me to try? We could make it as random as possible. No morals involved.
I have this really stupid idea.
I have a stupid idea too.
I feel like you're approaching it, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Are either of you performers?
No.
No?
Listen, no insight check is required for that. You know the answer to that, but you also know there's a very stern answer to that.
I just need someone to do something real cool in the middle of all these people.
My brother's the performer of the
No.
family.
I need a lady. I got it. Don't worry about it.
I feel like I'm not going to do well, but what's your plan?
You hear a whisper on the wind. The vibe.
Kaz is sitting like 5 feet away, crouched behind a barrel.
on the other dock. The vibe.
Just do something cheer-worthy in a group of people.
Cheerworthy?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Something that'll get drunk guys going. Like,
Can we say you guys were walking towards the pier,
Yeah,
the
sure.
starboard market? All right, so you guys are walking at the pier, and as you're beginning to put this plan together, you're just at the docks now. It's probably maybe 50, 60 feet before you start hitting people who are camped out on the dock for the night. So, go ahead and continue.
you just need to get into a group of people big enough that we get a cheer going, and then we give one at random. Throw it into the crowd. Someone will catch it.
I don't even know where to begin with that.
Simple, but effective.
I can't even think of a cheer.
Adella.
Oh! I see.
Was that the stupid plan you had? Because that's the stupid plan I had.
It's like 80% yes. There was just one part that I think was different. Well, when we resolve this, we'll see.
So I just need one of you.
Why would people cheer that with us, though?
That's what I'm saying. Once you get a chant going, you get a couple people saying it. If somebody's doing something cool enough, they'll start chanting it. Haven't you seen drunk people?
I had a
Come on, you saw your brother do some dumb jig on a stage, and everyone went nuts and threw panties.
Flashback to an hour ago. He just going, and people were raving about it.
Yeah, the problem is I don't think he was drunk for that.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about
crowd.
everyone else. Drunk people will chant anything. You could have literally been going, underwear, and they would have all lost it.
I mean, I guess I'll try.
Alright. What's something cool that you think you could get people going? How good are you at chugging beer?
I don't know.
Throw another deck brush.
Do something performance-worthy, like...
I'm not good at performing. I'm a soldier.
Even that's a performance, if you get it good enough. Maybe you guys start a fight. And I'm cheering for one of you. Come on.
That could work, because then one of our names could be...
That's... Yeah, good job.
Okay.
Listen, if you don't think this is your plan, it's your plan now. So either you guys are going to start this plan, or I'm going to start this plan. You pick.
Are you okay with this?
Arm wrestle me, Cass.
All right. Sliding over a very large crate, Addy strikes up a torch. Now, you have to do something, Addy, to get the people around. You have a light that draws their eye. Do something to get them to come and want to make this, and want to make them bet on this.
Swordly.
Swordly, you see a head pop up. You see a head pop up. Swordly!
Come here.
You hear, oh, splash! And then you hear him crawl up, and he just comes running down the deck. Dum, 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 dum. No one's gonna want to buy swords at night.
Oh, no.
They use swords at night. They don't buy swords at night. They buy boats at night?
No, I don't think
It
so.
would be a bad time for boats.
No, it's time for arm wrestling.
Fucking okay. I've learned the word entrepreneur. I'm doing an entrepreneur by selling swords, jerky
I'm
boats,
doing
and arm
an
wrestling.
entrepreneur.
Yes, you are.
I am expanding my portfolio.
Yes, you're the best salesman I know.
Yes. If you all just stand back, he kind of like shakes his shoulders loose, and he reaches for the jerky that he threw into the ocean. Oh, and he grabs this piece of paper which he's drawn the boat on, and he grabs swords, and he.
I just need you to say, arm wrestle, as loud as you can.
He's been doing this for a very long time, so he's gonna do this with advantage. This is asking a master baker to bake. So they do this with advantage. So his first, he comes out and he's like, oh! I can do better. And he takes a deep breath and he bellows out this voice. Arm wrestling! Everyone come see the greatest show on earth! Swords! Boats! Arm wrestling! And everyone just snaps to, and they turn around, and you hold your torch close enough that just one non-rusted piece of sword reflects the light, and it shines across the dock, and everyone comes running over. Now you've got to put on a show here. You can't just win. You've got to really make this. You got to really make this fight go.
I also want to have torch in one hand and then the wrapped,
Right, trident?
Trident, yeah. Make sure it's wrapped.
So you don't strike up the Adella chant.
All right.
That'd be such a tragic end to this.
So
Incredible song.
So what the plan is, to my understanding, is the two of you are going to make it look like a good fight, but then one of you who is pretending to be Adella is going to start winning the fight. The other one throws it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. So give me a persuasion roll to hype the crowd.
All right.
You have the world's greatest salesman on your side. Take advantage.
Do I roll the 2d4 separately, or is that all one?
Roll it all separately. You take the highest of all numbers.
Okay. So
Which one of us is Adella?
doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter. When one of you starts winning, you're Adella. That's how it works in this game. Yes. That is a soft 20.
All right.
Nice.
The first one was 7.
You do that. What it takes to get people riled up, and you know there's nothing that gets more people riled up than a little bit of gambling. So you start taking bets. People look over. They see this. They see this younger woman who seems to be just in the prime of her life, ready to take the world by its horns, and They see someone with horns, this pink skin they know what a tiefling is. They know that there could be some terrible demonic forces bending
so
in
I'm
her
the
power.
heel. Okay.
Then you get the masculine woman.
and there might be an idea that maybe she's just crusading as a paladin. Maybe evil wears many masks. A little bit philosophical, but they are drunk. So you get the idea. A lot more people are beginning to rally behind the young primed fighter versus the pink-skinned abyss walker.
I vote for you.
You're like racism works for me. All right. So give me just say something that would rile them up, and then start the arm wrestling match.
Oh.
I have no idea who's gonna win this in real life.
I'm actually more interested in who can win this in real life than Adela comes back. Whatever.
Get ready. Place your bets on the world's best arms wrestling fight. I couldn't even do it in real life. You ready, girls?
Yes.
Regardless of who actually wins this arm wrestling contest, where it is, it's fine. All right.
Go.
All right, people are beginning to cheer. They're like, get her! Send her back to hell! Woo! All right, it looks like a stalemate. What's got to add some drama? Add some drama. Oh no! Yes, they're like, yeah, go, get her, no! And people are losing. Like, no, we can't let evil win. The devil's inside my blood.
I'm waiting.
All right, just people are losing
Letting
their
it
mind.
build up.
They're cheering. Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. That is a 15.
All right. People are, yeah, Adela!
And before the fight even ends, I'm going to try to chuck the trident into the audience.
Okay. Go ahead and end this. Go ahead and end this. And as the fist slams, Addy quickly turns and throws the trident into the air. And people are like, Adela! And then as the bandages you forgot to take off.
No, I was trying to
I know, I got it. As the bandages begin to come off, people are screaming and cheering, Adela! One person reaches up and grazes the trident.
An Adam touches God.
And as it does, the water pours down this poor sap's arm. You hear a gasp and screams of horror as this figure drops to the ground, clutching the trident, curled up in a ball, just the sound of drowning. People are screaming in terror, and they disperse and huddled in a small ball. Adela.
See? Told you it was easy.
Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside. Study war no more.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you'd like to hear more of this adventure, stay tuned to our Twitter @QuipsnCrits for live show announcements. If you liked today's episode, leave us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. Music on today's show is performed by Leon Lischner and Dennis Murphy's Polka, which can be found at Free Music Archives. Links provided in description.